right, y'all, this is the final chapter in our Dale's Cooking Challenge this year with the one, the only, Joseph Emer.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, I see you over there. All right. All right. Really excited to be cooking with Dale's today. You know, I watch a lot of the cooking shows.
Yep.
And the challenge is always like, what's the main ingredient? And are you putting a spotlight on that ingredient? So what I've decided to do is use Dale's and not just one of my things, but in two of my things.
In two of his things. So, okay, he is really showing off his skills today because we've got something pretty fancy for the table.
That's right. All right, so you see these lamb chops, got this rack of lamb, cut it all up. So I'm going to use the Dale's brand new steak sauce, never been done before, on our Studio 10 Dale's Challenge. I'm going to use that to make a red wine reduction. Say that 12 times fast. A red wine reduction for the lamb chops. And then I'm going to use the Dale's reduced sodium to season these broccolini.
Yeah, okay, so what do you want to start with first? I see you have some like seasonings over there too. What is that, a crust?
What I'm going to do, that's the seasoning for my steak that I'm going to put on before I put the red wine reduction sauce on. So I'm going to start with some olive oil on that. Some olive oil on this.
Olive oil is always a great place to start with any kind of...
I forgot to put on my gloves.
Now I'm not eating it.
I haven't touched anything yet.
Now I'm still not eating it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I also got to try this over here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big sweet potato fan, but I told Joe this is a very pleasant. You kind of made this like mashed sweet potato.
A whipped sweet potato souffle.
Oh,
if you will.
I will.
So you see that over there. So now I'm going to use this Dale's reduced sodium to cover up these broccolini, add some flavor to them, and then I'm just going to mix this all together. Get all that goodness in there.
Yeah, and the great thing about Dale's with what we've like learned throughout this year and in years past, you really don't have to use a lot of it.
You don't need to use a lot of it. The flavor will get on there. And so we've already got the oven preheating.
Yeah.
Now that I've got these all with the Dale's in it and all that good stuff, can you open that up for me?
I think I can.
Put it in here for about 20-ish minutes. We'll continue to check on it. So that's step one. When we come back, we will season the lamb chops, and then we'll get to grilling.
All right, we're looking forward to that Dale's Cooking Challenge. Remember, you can find Dale's at your local grocery store. Visit their website. They've got a free cookbook on there if you want to have that too. But we love Dale's, and we will continue Joe's recipe with him next. Okay, here we go. Second segment, I should say, the third round of our Dale's Cooking Challenge with Joe Emer himself.
That's right. We got the whipped potato souffle here, souffleing. It's actually bubbling up. I'm going to set that to the side a little bit, getting too hot. We've got the broccolini in the oven, and now we are going to season these lamb chops with a mix of salt, pepper, and guess what the other spice is?
I can see it, but I don't know what it is.
Chef Nino's Italian.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
A nice little, and of course Dale's too. You already put some Dale, or you will put some Dale's
No,
in
the
there.
Dale's is to
Steak
come with a
sauce.
part of a Dale's red wine reduction sauce using Dale's new steak sauce. So I've been heating this up. We want these sizzling. There's olive oil on these, so it should sizzle right when we get it on there.
The sizzle. Okay, interesting. What kind of salt do you use for this? It looks like flaky.
Kosher salt.
They say that is, Chef Nino says that too, but it's probably the best for meats.
Yeah, it's really good.
nice.
It's a bigger piece of salt, so it kind of blends down in there. The thickness of it gets into that meat.
Yeah.
And there we go. All right, so lamb chops, you don't want to cook them too long.
Yeah, I've never cooked lamb.
You're supposed to cook them medium rare, kind of like a steak, but you can cook them more well done. For pregnant people, you're supposed to cook them really well done. So whatever happens, happens. You know, if we got some that are kind of well done, there we go. If we got some that aren't, then we can eat them. So just a couple minutes aside here, we're going to let these sizzle away. Here's the game plan. Once I flip them, and then get them off, I'm going to put this on this plate just to rest for a second. We're going to leave all that sizzle and stuff in here.
Yeah.
And then in the third segment, we're going to do our red wine reduction sauce, just leaving all that flavor goodness that's in there. So we're gonna put the wine in, we're gonna put a little Dale's in, we're gonna put some butter in, mix it all together, and then you feel better.
And then you feel better, yeah. So Dale's, of course, you want to visit their website if you can. Dale's Seasoning. Joe is using their steak sauce for the first time here on Studio 10, so we're pretty excited about that. Most of us have used the low sodium sauce and seasoning that they come with. But you thought long and hard about this one. How did you come up with the final menu for your Dale's cook-off?
I just wanted to try something different that we hadn't done before.
Yeah.
And I did not want to use the Dale's website for recipes just because, you know, I wanted to do my own thing, be fancy.
I did use the Dale's website.
Well, you know, not all of us are creative. All right.
All right. He may not be back for the third segment. I may have to finish it. I'll let you know, and you'll find out coming up on Studio 10.
Starting to turn them. That's looking good.
Welcome back. This is it. Joe is finishing up his Dale's Cooking Challenge meal.
Let's go.
Okay, what have you done so far, and what are you doing now?
We are working on this Dale's red wine reduction sauce. We've got a whole mini bottle of red wine in there. See how that simmers and smokes? That's the alcohol cooking out of it, reducing
To the flavor.
to the flavor. That's why they call it reduction sauce.
Thank you.
Where'd I put my tongs?
I don't know. We just had them.
Here we are.
Okay.
All
That
right.
would have been unfortunate.
So we're letting that cook. We're letting that sizzle away. And again, I left all that stuff from the lamb chops, that seasoning blend, that gristle in there to give it some extra flavor. Now, normally if you see someone make a red wine reduction sauce, they've got like onions and all this other stuff in there that they've spent some time reducing down, and then at the end they strain that out. We're not going to do that because the Dale's has a lot of those things that sometimes you see in there that go into that. So we're going to let that that do the work. The Dale's is going to do the work for us, so it's quick and simple and easy. Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna let that whole thing of butter melt?
Yeah.
The whole stick?
The whole
Is that it? You've just got the lamb chop drippings, stick of butter, and red wine?
Yes, that's it.
I like that.
See, and that's the thing. That's what I wanted to do here is showcase how Dale's could make it easy for you. So this butter is making this real creamy. You're going to try some of that sweet potato souffle?
Yes, and some of this broccolini because you made the lamb chops a little, I don't know, it may not be cooked all the way, so I'm just going to try this, if you're okay with that. Chef?
Because she's pregnant.
It's because I'm pregnant,
It's not an insult. It's not in my face. All right. So now we're going to add some of this Dale's steak sauce to it. This is supposed to be the star of the show, y'all. How do you do your Dale's? I use mine to make a red wine reduction sauce.
I truly am so impressed by this sweet potato souffle.
Yay. I'm glad you like it.
So how'd you do this, since we didn't see that part?
Oh, yeah. So I baked 4 giant sweet potatoes with olive oil, garlic, salt, and pepper on the outside of them for about an hour. Then when you take it out, the skin like falls right off. So I put that together in a bowl. I used a mixer, and then I added in sweet cream, butter, nutmeg, orange juice, cinnamon, and brown sugar to it.
Dude, it's so good in that broccolini.
The broccolini.
Nice job, Joseph.
Thanks. All right. Now I'm going to try to be a little bit fancy with this.
Best of luck.
I'm going to try to get a little bit of scoop. We're going to drizzle that around the edges.
Now, why did you use like red wine opposed to another flavor wine?
And then we're going to take these tongs. I don't know. I think red wine is what you use for reduction sauces, right? Am I right,
Sure.
chefs?
I don't know. I'm not one, but I would think
do
so.
that there. Oops. Missed the plate a little bit. Get a little bit of that there.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was supposed to stick up a little more. Like that. See how that one's sticking up?
There you go.
All right. I mean, it's something like that. It's something like that.
I will tell you that it tastes amazing. This part at least. I know the lamb chops taste good too, and the red wine reduction sauce. So Dale's Cooking Challenge over for the year of 2022. Joseph used the steak sauce we haven't used before, but it looks and smells amazing. The sides are really good. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah, let me drizzle some of this on top for the good folks at Fox 10 who are going to come eat afterwards. All right, y'all, there you go. My recipe, I'll have it online Sometime.
Maybe you'll find it, maybe you won't, I don't know. But you can head to daleseasoning.com to order your Dales today if you'd like to do that, or check out other recipes if you need some ideas for dinner or a snack or lunch, whatever you need, they've got it for you. So, all right, Joe, good job, friend.
Watch it.
Cheers.
I'll put that Dale stuff right by it. Bye.